As NFL training camps approach and rosters begin to take shape, every team must face tough decisions, especially when it comes to positional depth, cap space, and long-term planning. For the Chicago Bears, one name that has recently surfaced in trade discussions is offensive tackle Braxton Jones. A recent article published by Bleacher Report proposed that Braxton Jones could be a player the Bears might consider trading before the start of the 2025 season. The piece placed Jones among a group of NFL veterans who might benefit from a fresh start elsewhere, and it raised compelling points regarding why a move could make sense for both the player and the team. At first glance, it may come as a surprise. Jones has been a steady presence at left tackle since being drafted in the 5th round out of southern Utah. However, context is important. He's entering the final year of his rookie contract. He's also coming off a significant injury, a fractured fibula that required off-season surgery, and the Bears have added new competition at his position. Rookie Ozzy Trapilo, taken in this year's draft, and second-year player Kiran Amegadjie, drafted the year before, are two names now being developed for future starting roles. That leaves the Bears with a difficult question. Is it smarter to trade Braxton Jones while he still has value, or should they hold on to him for at least one more season and potentially risk losing him for nothing in free agency? Trading him now could yield an immediate return. Bleacher Report suggested a package of a 4th and a 7th-round pick in exchange for Jones. While that offer may not seem overwhelming, it's not insignificant, especially considering the Bears drafted Jones in the 5th round originally. A return like that would represent positive value, particularly if Chicago doesn't plan to re-sign him after the 2025 season. Financial considerations could also push the Bears in this direction. Darnell Wright is already locked in as the franchise's right tackle, and if he continues to develop as expected, he could command a contract worth over $20 million per year. Paying both starting tackles top-tier money might not be realistic, especially for a team that has already invested heavily in the interior offensive line. Veterans Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson, and Drew Dalman are all signed through at least 2027, each making significant salaries. Braxton Jones, even if he's considered a middle-tier left tackle, would likely cost around $14 to $20 million per year if re-signed. Cam Robinson recently inked a one-year deal for $14 million, and the market for capable starting left tackles remains robust. If the Bears are planning to pay right and maintain a solid interior line, it becomes increasingly unlikely they'll also commit long-term money to Jones. All of this builds a logical foundation for trade talks, even if they remain hypothetical for now. Let's look deeper at both sides of the argument, why a trade might make sense and why it might not. Pros of trading Braxton Jones first. The team could gain value for a player they may lose in free agency anyway. If Jones isn't in their long-term plans, and if the Bears feel confident in Trapilo or Amegadjie, then it might be wise to make a move now. A 4th and 7th round pick in return would represent reasonable compensation for a solid starter coming off injury. Second, there's the issue of salary cap planning. Investing in multiple offensive linemen is necessary, but spending top-tier money on every position along the line isn't always feasible. The Bears have already made serious financial commitments in other areas of the offense. Wide receivers DJ Moore and Keenan Allen will command serious money. Quarterback Caleb Williams, while still on his rookie contract, could earn a massive extension in just a few years if his development continues as expected. With all of that in mind, prioritizing which lineman to pay becomes more important. Third, trading Jones would create opportunities for younger talent to emerge. Amegadjie and Trapilo are both promising prospects. Trapilo, in particular, has drawn early praise for his intelligence and technical ability. While he remains untested in full contact action, pads won't go on until training camp, his trajectory looks promising. If he proves capable of holding down the left tackle job, the Bears could transition smoothly into a new era at the position. Cons of trading Braxton Jones. However, there are strong arguments for keeping Jones, at least through the end of the season. The most important one is depth. Offensive line depth is critical in the NFL. Injuries are common, and having a swing tackle who can start on either side is a luxury most teams don't have. If Jones ends up being a backup this year, he could be the best swing tackle in the entire league. His presence would provide security against injuries to either trapilo or right. Second, the alternatives are still unknown quantities. Amegadjie has shown flashes, particularly during the Bears game against Washington last season, but his total sample size is small, and he struggled at times. Considering he came out of Yale and missed a significant portion of his rookie year due to injury, expecting him to take a major leap forward might be optimistic. As for Trapilo, while the staff has praised his understanding of the game and technique, the fact remains that he is a rookie. Relying on a rookie to protect the blind side of a first-year starting quarterback like Caleb Williams carries risk, especially in what is viewed as a pivotal year for team development. The 2025 season is critical for the Bears. It marks the beginning of the rookie window for Williams, where the team can build aggressively around him before he commands a major extension. Every year of that window counts. Wasting even one due to offensive line instability could be costly. If Jones turns out to be the best left tackle on the roster by the end of training camp, then trading him simply to extract a 4th and 7th round pick could weaken the team's overall competitiveness. In that case, the right move might be to let him play out the season, even if he walks in free agency. What could change the equation? One scenario where trading Jones becomes more plausible is if his recovery from injury hasn't gone as hoped. His strength as a tackle has always been his mobility and ability to move in space. But if his movement post-surgery is limited, and if he can't anchor consistently against power rushers, his overall value diminishes. That may lead the team to conclude he's not the same player. And if they can extract value while other teams still believe he can be a starter, that's a window worth exploring. In short, the Bears may have more information on his recovery than the public does. If they notice any lasting physical limitations that could affect his performance, a trade becomes a more logical option. So where do things stand now? Should the Chicago Bears trade Braxton Jones before Week 1? The answer for now is probably no, but with a caveat. Jones has proven himself to be a capable, starting-caliber left tackle in the NFL. He's been solid in pass protection and reasonably effective as a run blocker. He's certainly not elite, but he is dependable. That alone makes him valuable, especially with a rookie quarterback under center. Unless one of Trapilo or Amegadjie decisively beats him out for the starting job in training camp and the preseason, it would be unwise to move on from him. And even if that happens, Jones could still serve as a high-quality backup. If the coaching staff reaches a point in August where both younger players have shown enough to trust them with significant playing time, and if Jones's physical limitations post-injury are evident, then it's possible the Bears could revisit trade talks. But for now, the best course of action may be patience. Let training camp play out. Monitor Jones's health. Evaluate Trapilo's and Amegadjie's development in live action. Then make a decision closer to the regular season, when more information is available and when other teams might be more desperate for offensive line help. There's also the strategic timing factor to consider. Injuries around the league often spike during training camp. A team that suddenly loses a starting left tackle may be more willing to offer higher compensation for a player like Jones. That could allow Chicago to extract more than a 4th and 7th round pick, especially if Jones looks strong and healthy in preseason action. For now, though, he should remain a Bear. This team is trying to compete. This season matters, and until proven otherwise, Braxton Jones gives them their best chance to protect Caleb Williams' blind side.